I'm a teenager diagnosed with Asperger's. Now, some of you probably don't know what Asperger's is. Well, you see, there are the people who have autism, and there are the people who do not. I'm in the middle. I am half autistic and half not.
I am very intelligent, and yet I am failing some classes because I cannot understand the abstract instructions of my teachers, especially my Hebrew classes, but I can't understand the abstract instructions.
Sometimes I just can't control what I say. Sometimes I say things without thinking.
With Asperger's syndrome, sometimes you get other handicaps. Personally, I have an attention disorder. It's the executive functions that are lowered or something. I also have a depressive tendency. I get too many depressions that I have to work in order for them to not turn into actual depressions. And sometimes I succeed and sometimes I don't.
If somebody says something funny, usually everybody will laugh, but it's pretty hard for me to stop.
Asperger's syndrome is basically, from what I've heard, is just a way your brain is wired. We're all wired slightly differently, but people with Asperger's have it sort of a general way.
Asperger's is a bit like social dyslexia. It's a bit like if you're in a city where the traffic light system all of a sudden changes, so that the red means green, green means stop.
I can never find the right words for the right situations. It's hard.
It was akin to being trapped, because most of the skills that people know naturally, I had to be taught. The natural social skills, the natural communication is not natural for a person like me.
Well, I wasn't told that I had Asperger's syndrome, which is a form of autism I've got, until I was about 13 or 14. And I suppose that it confirmed a few ideas that I'd had, because I knew I was different, but I didn't know why.
Quite a few times I actually get tormented and teased on a daily basis.
Asperger's syndrome, for me, makes a lot of objects very, very loud. And I have to hold my ears a lot. I have ear protection from the kind of headphones you'd wear when you're mowing the lawn.
I have trouble with the cafeteria. Everyone's saving seats. You know, me and my 100 friends are sitting here.
The kids at school treat me like a background character.
If kids at school got to know me better, they'd probably find out that there is more to me than just the things that I obsess about.
But it's really hard to probably understand the mind of a person who has Asperger's. Because even though we can communicate with you people, we are not fully 100% exactly we can communicate. And since we look or behave exactly like you, sometimes when we act in our autistic way, it just seems like you can't really understand us.
Well, basically what happened with me is I developed a severe obsessive-compulsive disorder when I was 12 years old. And through that, I asked my mum and dad for help because I just couldn't put up with it. It was just severe fear of germs, basically. And they took me to the Child and Adolescent Health Centre, where I talked to someone, and eventually, when it was time for me to be medicated, they diagnosed me with Asperger's syndrome.
Just trying to deal with numbers in math class, just numbers. It's just once he writes it up on the board, once my teacher writes it up on the board, I don't get it. I don't get what numbers go where. And my brain, processes information more differently than other people. So I process it more slower, and I don't understand it. So I have to ask so many questions about it.